Welcome to the episode of Bevo's Tech Pack that wasn't. This is episode number 32, I believe, and it should have been out last Friday, and it's probably going to be missing going out on time this Monday, unfortunately. I have had a series of unfortunate events in my little world here trying to get stuff ready, and it's just not been so great. What problems I've run into, they're fine now. It's just they were just stupid little mistakes from me not realizing what I was doing. For example, let's just go ahead and show what I've worked on in between stuff and what I had originally intended for some recording. So I have a little basic ore processing thing set up here. This is using Ender.io, Mechanism, and IC2 machines. And what it does is I have all of my ore coming in from the space station. It comes in over here, gets injected into this terrible little system here. All the ores that can be macerated are pulled out and macerated and then returned to the chest next to this, and from there it filters to each machine as appropriate. So if something can be macerated but it can't be processed any further, it ends up going straight to the diamond chest, which we have quite a bit of stuff in here. The majority of it though is stone dust, which is of no use to me. I need to actually trash that. And we have a ton of these ores from Biomes Plenty. These things have no recipes. You can't do anything with them. That's it. There's not even a simple smelt down to the ore or anything. It's just it exists there. Congratulations. Silk Touch is not a thing apparently. Let's see. I was playing around with Buildcraft a little bit. I was going to do something for robots, but I can't get them to work. So rather than have me goof around with them for an episode and nothing happen, we're skipping that. Let's see. Anything else? Anything else? Oh, yeah, when I was building my machines over here, this ore washer right here, I was using the advanced machines version of it, the rotary ore washer. I did not realize that they have a hard limit of approximately it's a hard limit of exactly 4 of the overclocker upgrades. Any more than that, and they explode violently. Needless to say, we had a slight accident with that. That was the right side, right? Why aren't you connecting? Okay, so that's supposed to be input. That's out. So that should be out too. There's a cable missing. Oh, well, I'll worry about that later. So what we're doing today, we're doing something nice and simple. We're going to be working on a project I started a very long time ago and I never finished. If you notice my inventory, there is a ton of dirt and what looks to be blocks that are made up completely of grass. These are topiary grass from Natura. They're basically grass on all sides. They take the they take the color of grass from the biome you're in. So they always look color appropriate. I think they only get messed up if you actually use a saw on them. So I can't eat anything yet. So what we are going to do, let's go ahead, make sure we're in hover mode. Okay, we're good. We don't need the frames for this. It'd be nice, but we don't need them. So what I've been doing is, we've seen this a little bit before, we have just the grass hanging down the side. We're going to do this basic same little thing all the way around the island, and then a little bit below that what we're going to do is replace some of the stone with dirt to make it look like it's more of just like a little hanging island. And then once we get towards the bottom, it's just going to be stone. So for example, let's go ahead and get our pick. And then we're just going to go ahead and put the dirt in and stuff like that. This won't grow down into the dirt or anything. It's just going to give it a different layered look. I figure what I want to do is I want to have the grass fade fairly high. Like right here is probably going to be as low as it's going to go all the way around. And then the dirt's probably going to be to about right here or so. And then the vast majority of the bowl shape is going to be stone. We might mix a little cobblestone in there a little bit, but I mean, for the most part, that's all it's going to be. And then once that's done, I have to do it to this one too, which will be fantastic fun of all kinds. This has inadvertently turned out to be a great seed farm. Especially considering the harvester here can't do anything for the Natura crops. Production table, really? Yeah, that's messed up. And away we go. So I tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and get to work. I was actually planning on recording some of this, but from the way that things are going right now, I don't think it would come out as a really good video. It's just running a little rough here. So I will join back up with you for a little update as to see what we have going on, and maybe see if there's anything interesting we could do to add to it. That took a lot more topiary grass than I expected it to. So right now I've gone ahead and I have the entire rim of my little island here covered with topiary grass. It's a little regular in certain spots, but there's not much I can do for that other than to say put an extra block in here every now and then to break it up. I don't want to go totally crazy on this stuff, so I think for now this looks pretty good. The next phase is going to be filling in dirt, which is going to be even more tedious. Though I think it's going to look, I think the result for this is going to be pretty good. If this is any indication, I think it's going to be pretty good. Only time will tell. That and a lot of clicking. A lot of clicking. Alright, so as a little update, it's not had much more stuff done to this. I actually had to go to work in the middle of recording this. However, while at work, I had a bright idea. Yeah, I think about Minecraft while at work, I know, it's kind of sad. I had a bright idea, and what I was doing to replace the dirt for the stone was completely stupid. There is a much, much easier way to do this. And what we are going to do is we're going to be taking advantage of Mr. Digital Miner over there. We're going to key it to mine up stone and replace it with dirt. And that is just going to make my life so much easier. The only thing that I really need to do is make sure that we have it keyed for the appropriate height. Well, pretty much I want to make sure that I don't accidentally turn my building into dirt. So pretty much anything from, let's see, anything from 157 down to about, let's see, so it's 57. Let's say down to about 149, we want to exchange the stone for dirt. And that should be fairly good. Okay, let's go ahead and set this thing up. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and reset config. Let's get rid of this. I was attempting to mine up beehives with this, but I could not find any. Let's see. We want to do item stack because we only want to mine up stone. Save. Radius, we'll leave it 32. Let's see. What height did I say we're at? 157? Oh, no, that's the max. 157 maximum. Alright, and then we'll go down to 148. Alright. And we don't want to turn that on yet because we need to get some dirt in there for it to replace stuff with. With any luck, this will work. And luckily we still have a ton of dirt. I wonder if it's possible to get a moon lander anywhere except on the moon. Because that would be an awesome idea for a project. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and tell it to replace with dirt. Let's go ahead and just dump this in here. And we don't need to silk touch this, so we can turn that off. And start. Alright, and this should start doing very good things for me. It should save my sanity. Oh, check that out. That's awesome. I might need to add a few more speed upgrades because it's not going terribly fast, though it could just be the search pattern it's going through. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and let that do its thing, and then we'll be back here as soon as it finishes up. Due to the magic of bad math, I don't know if it's on my end or the mod's end, I managed to take out the first layer of stone in my building here, which is at 159. The digital miner over here, though, is set to do it at Stop. reset config. It stopped to go at 157, so that should not have happened. I don't know how it did, but yeah, that's interesting. Alright, so for the good news, I am, I believe, done decorating the lower part of the island. If we come on out here, you'll notice that we have the topiary gas growing down a little bit into the dirt. The dirt's a little low, but I think I do like it this way. And then below that, we have the stone with the dirt coming down into it a little bit. I went ahead and I added some of those various bits of ores and stuff. It's a bit sparse at spots, but I really didn't want to go too terribly overboard with materials. So right now there's coal, apatite, as well as ruby, what is this? Tanzanite, and I believe there's some malachite in here as well. I used the Biomes of Plenty gems mostly because I have no use for them. The only thing that's unfortunate about this is really dark down here, so you really can't tell that there's, like, say, apatite right here. Even from below, there's no real seeing that. So, I mean, that's it's unfortunate, but I think the detail is still pretty good to have. The next thing I definitely need to work on, besides... Something's off right there. I don't think this is supposed to be a block. There we go. Alright, so the island itself, I kind of like the way it's coming together. I definitely need to finish decorating like the outside of it. I mean, I could leave it like this. It'll be a death trap if I walk around while AFK, or, well, AFK. If I'm walking around with AFK, I have bigger problems. If I'm walking around not paying attention, or if my jetpack runs out, it is not fun getting from down there back up to here. I would say, actually, that I'd probably be, well, it would probably be a good idea to get a portal down there just in case. We're not going to take care of that today, though. That's a definite little side project. What we're going to do right now is we're going to fix my house, because I don't want dirt walls. Let's see, standing on this chest, we're at 158. Is that eyes that map is reporting? It is, that's why I... Alright, so it's at 157 to 157. That should take care of it. Configure 157 minimum, 157 maximum. Okay, we're gonna look... Oh, no, we need dirt. Dirt. There we go. Save, okay. That looks good. And we want to replace it with smooth stone. Let's go ahead and see if we can use this as a battery. Start. There we go. That's a lot better than going through and manually fixing it. Oh, this is the best machine ever. Alright, so for today, let's go ahead and get rid of that. For today, finishing the island was one of the main things that I really wanted to do for this episode. There is one other thing that I was thinking about doing if I had time, and looking at the clock, I have about another probably 6 to 8 minutes for what I wanted to do. So I tell you what, I need to go get some other stuff, and then we'll be right back. Alright, so I might have lied. I'm not quite ready yet, but I distracted myself by working on trying to get this ground floor looking a little bit better. And basically what I've done is, we've seen the Galacticraft room here. There is the room over here that is going to be for bees. We can see the industrial apiaries in there. And over here we have a really big room that's cordoned off by this wall that kind of like dips in, and there's 2 entrances to it. And I kind of like the way this is shaping up so far. Right now this is just the factory block on the floor. I just wanted to make it look a little bit different from the main entryway. I'm thinking what I'm going to do is, right now I have this, what is it, the Tyrium block right here. I want to keep that as a divider between the different floor types. So, like how we have this right here, it's going to be mirrored on this side. The only difference is, instead of coming straight across like it does over here, it'll go down a path like this. And then we're also going to get rid of this excess stone and replace it with dirt or something. Anyway, I think this is looking pretty neat so far. I also have to fix this. What I'm going to do is actually just replace the the oak wood right here with the marble. Not quite ready for that yet. I think what I'll do is I'll make up a ton of the marble and just use the digital miner to do it, because that thing is fantastic. I will give you 2 guesses as to what we're going to do here with all this dirt, the enchantment table and this redstone with the vision sigil as we stare at the moon. It's got a little bit to go yet, though. We need it to be midnight, and it's definitely not there yet. It's probably not even 9. It is going fairly quickly, though, so it shouldn't be too terribly long of a wait. Basically, what I'm going to do, I have all the stuff I need here to do the ritual on inside of the lasso. Let's go ahead and just show you guys. We have a deer. Yep, we're going to kill Bambi's mother. I'm a terrible person. So as soon as that gets straight up, it'll be time. Or unless this says it's midnight. The worst part about this probably is waiting till midnight. If it was a little bit of a wider range, it would be a lot easier to do, because there's no real good finite control of time in this game unless you cheat. Otherwise, there's no like skip to 10 or skip to whatever. That'd be interesting, though. Little song of time within Minecraft. Right. So it is going ever so slowly. Oh, come on. Oh, I had hoped this would be quicker. The good news is we don't seem to be experiencing any sort of server lag whatsoever. That is a nice, smooth moon movement. Too early. Oh, we're almost there. And by almost, I mean we've probably got another 2 minutes. So we can still see, we can see it coming up the bottom right now. It's lightening up behind where my XP bar is. And there it goes. So we're pretty close. Alright. Alright, let's get the deer in place. Hopefully it won't wander too far. We're almost there. You're a very good deer just standing there. I really do appreciate this. You're making my job so much easier. Too early. You still there? Yes, he is. Alright. Don't look at me like that. You're not going to like what's happening. Okay, so it's... that might have hurt a little bit. Alright. That is, however, one of the easier acquisitions of Cursed Earth I've ever gotten. This is a Silk Touch pick. I'm not sure if I need Silk Touch, but I figured, why not? Listen, the hover mode is not going to save me. I was trying to keep a lot of the area covered in fences, but I kept getting an error message saying there was not enough natural earth nearby to actually do that. So I'm thinking it either checks for actually unobstructed areas, or it just doesn't like me. Knowing my luck, I think it just doesn't like me. What we will do, though, is fence all this over and see if this still spreads okay. If it does, we'll harvest whatever results in a few seconds. Let's see, because we have 24 right now. It's pretty good. We definitely don't want to waste any of this, though. Yeah, this is spreading, albeit very slowly. I've also got a ring of magnetism on so that any of this stuff I mine up, it doesn't actually get lost and fall to the ocean, because that would be annoying and terrible. Alright. That went surprisingly well. Okay, so the reason that I wanted to do that is with the division sigil we can make unstable ingots. And you probably know you can't make unstable ingots using a AE terminal, you have to do it using a regular crafting table. And I'm not doing that, just because I know I am terrible under pressure situations, and it does not take too terribly long to actually make these unstable ingots and craft what you want, especially if it's a simple item, like what I want. I, however, know that I tend to misclick stuff, and I don't want to explode and be divided by diamond. It'd be painful. So what I'm doing, actually, is we're making the semi-stable nuggets. These guys. They are more expensive, but I really don't care. Let's go ahead and put those back in the system as well as these. Now these guys we can craft here, they're fine. They don't explode or anything, they're perfectly safe. And for what I want to make, I'm going to need enough to make 9 ingots worth. Well, I actually can hold off on some of that. We can just go with 3 ingots for now. Okay, so that's 2 ingots. And 9. Fantastic. And when we get these will be stable, they're not going to explode, and they're not going to do bad stuff to us. So, first thing we want to make is going to be the most amazing tool ever, the Builder's Wand. It is only surpassed in usefulness by the Super Builder's Wand, formerly the Creative Builder's Wand, and an Etheric Sword for some further use. The sword can go in here, we don't need it quite yet. Now, if you haven't seen a Builder's Wand, the reason that I wanted this thing is nothing short of amazing. I had one around here somewhere that I had gotten from a chest, but I lost it. It might still be here, but I have not been able to find it, and it's been driving me nuts. It makes building things like, well, it just makes building things easier. Let's come down here and we'll see why. Okay, mine the frames. So if we go ahead and put down some dirt, right? If I wanted to cover the rest of this area with dirt, we just place it. Or you can right-click it with the Builder's Wand. And it will use the dirt in my inventory to continue out based on whichever way I am facing. It is fantastic. Hello, Enderman. Anyway, though, I think this is probably going to be it for today. I've got some other stuff I need to work on. I'm mostly been doing a lot of housekeeping stuff here that I've been neglecting for a very, very long time. And it's, hopefully I'll be able to get this back up to a little bit of a better running condition. And I definitely need to find out what is causing my computer to be disagreeable with this area at the moment, because right now I'm getting a whopping 15 frames per second. It's jumping up to 22, and that's not good at all. I have a very bad feeling it might be the excessive amount of carpenter blocks that I'm using, but I really like the way that looks. Anyway, I'm rambling on again. I'm going to go ahead and thank you for watching this episode of Bevo's Tech Pack. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave a message in the comments below. And as always, have a good day.